pločama hrin, na pločama žal, more, nebo i kamena sjaj, Dubrovniče sveć o tebi sanja.
The city of Dubrovnik in Croatia, also called the Pearl of the Adriatic, lies on the Dalmatian coast. This gem of Eastern Europe became Monterey's sister city on February 2, 2007. The old city is situated inside a wall that took about 8 centuries to complete. Most of the construction took place during the 12th century as protection against various enemies who wanted to conquer Dubrovnik. The day after the Monterey delegation arrived in Dubrovnik, they were given a tour of the old city. The west gate to enter the old city was only a short block away from their hotel. Just inside the gate, they were surprised to see the city of Dubrovnik's mayor, who was on her way to City Hall.
Good morning, Lady Mayor.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Very good. How are you?
Oh, very well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here in your city.
Yeah, are you enjoying your time here? How about weather?
Oh, its weather is not bad at all.
Not bad
it's
at all.
It's a little bit on the cool side, but very bearable and enjoyable.
We are looking forward to good weather on Saturday when there is a big procession all over the streets of the town.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Well, we're looking forward to that.
Okay, I'll see you.
Celebration.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
We'll see you later.
Before entering the actual city, a large open-air foyer directs you to the next gate to enter the city. Looking east on the main street, to the right is one of 2 water fountains that used to serve as the city's water supply. The Franciscan monastery, built in 1337, houses one of the several museums of Dubrovnik. A beautiful Gothic architectural design of the courtyard makes you wonder how many hours it took to carve the stones of this building. Inside the museum, a hole in the wall made by a missile during the attack of Dubrovnik in the early 1990s has been left intact to remember the war's nightmare of that era. A processional crucifix from the year 1440 is displayed in excellent condition for people to admire the delicate work of art. Medical services were established in Dubrovnik in the year 1301, and this pharmacy began operation in the year 1317 and continues serving customers today. Walking around the city, one can admire the streets' cleanliness and magnificent building conservation, in spite of the continuous bombings during the 1990s war. still living. The City Hall building is located in the main part of the plaza, next to the cathedral and St. Blaise Church. The original Minchetta Tower was built in 1319. Over the years, the tower has been damaged and repaired several times. Customs House building began in 1516 and it was completed in 1522. This building shows Venetian and Gothic architecture. St. Blaise statues can be seen throughout the city's buildings and walls as a guardian and patron saint of Dubrovnik. The present cathedral was built on the foundation of the site of the original cathedral that was destroyed during the 1667 earthquake. During the building of the foundations for the new cathedral, 2 more foundations of past churches were found at the same site. The rector's palace was built in the 12th century, and it is a jewel of architecture and engineering. Water fountain is located on the east side of the plaza. The plaza, or stratum, used to be a marsh at one time. The marsh was filled and it became the main street in Dubrovnik. Children walked to school without the worries of traffic in the streets. Also visited an antique shop where they admired valuable and interesting relics. Going up the stairs on the way to the museum that exhibits maritime works of art painting, they notice the ingenuity of the handrails. Visited a store where silver jewelry was manually crafted. The synagogue in Dubrovnik opened this Jewish museum in 2003. At the present time, there are 45 members. The museum is composed of 3 parts. One is dedicated to the 6 centuries of the history of the Dubrovnik Jewish community. The second displays Torah scrolls from the 13th to the 17th century. And the third is dedicated to the memories of the victims of Shoah or the Holocaust. You can see some objects that witness the most severe suffering of the Jews worldwide.
trebao kihnut. Evo ga, to mi ga je moj Niko regalo i ne sjećam se više kad.
Adio vam, teta Luce. Prostite, nisam vas odmah viđala. Umalo nisam pasala da vam se ne javim. Gdje ste vi pošli?
Što makni to sjele malo. Što će rijet oni monja kako te vidi. Nisi više manjgura, već djevojčica. Ispravi se glavu uzgor.
Ajme, teta Luce, koji manjak? Nemam ja nikakvoga manjka. Ajme meni da vas čuje moja mati. Ubila bi me.
Ma ne šrije da te nije da ne gusto.
Je Dubrovnik. Smješten je ispod brda Srđ. Oko starog grada su zidine i tvrđave. Unutar njih su kamene kuće. Stradun je najveća ulica u gradu. Na Stradun vode uske ulice sa puno skalina. Maro i Baro otkucavaju sate na gradskom zvoniku. Golubovi lete nebom i gledaju gradu.
Sveti vlako brižno zidinama šeće. Dok se igram, smijem, kao svako dijete. Golubice bijele iznad grada lete. Prenose mu želje i pozdrave naše, a sveti nam vlako sa zidina maše.
The next stop was the Customs Building, where some of the archival documents are kept, on their way to the Restoration Building located in another part of the city.
Though the oldest document is from the beginning of the 11th century, it's a 1022, officially we can say that the archive is founded in 1278, when the Tommasino di Savere came from the Italy to be the first public notary here. From that period, from that year until the fall of the Republic in 1808, we have continuously all those books connected with the work of Senate, with the work of the great and the small councils, and in fact we can follow the whole organization of one medieval community. It was so important that one of the greatest French historians said that in fact we can't understand the history of medieval era here on the Mediterranean region without documents from these archives. It is also important because here you can follow very good and very specific connections between the Turks and Dubrovnik government. You see, between the Islam and also between the Catholic and between the Catholics. For this occasion, I chose just 3 documents. This is the statute of Dubrovnik Republic. It's a beautiful one. It's written in the parchment. As you can see, we need the restoration of this document.
A rare opportunity to see some historical documents, such as the charter of the Hungarian-Croatian King Louis I. This charter established the supreme authority of the Hungarian-Croatian king over Dubrovnik, being part of Dalmatia. They also saw a document signed by Napoleon Bonaparte in the year 1828. In 1808, Napoleon's army occupied Dubrovnik, ending the Republic of Dubrovnik. They built the fort located on top of the hill behind the city. A narrow road that winds up back and forth on the hill's face takes you to the top. The fort is in ruins. During the 1990s war, the citizens of Dubrovnik placed the few guns they had in strategic places and moved in different directions to make the enemies believe that they had more guns, thus preventing a takeover. was an ideal place to contemplate and admire the beauty of the Adriatic Sea and the city of Dubrovnik. Notice the fortresses on each corner of the wall, and the Revelin Fort seated by itself on the west side of the entrance to the city. The construction of the wall began in the 8th century and wasn't finished until the 16th century. As the years went by, the walls were built with different architectural designs.
And they live on instant production and value-added tax.
That's not any purchase thing, you think?
Services on
Two times here. Okay, see, we had to get the protocol down right.
Fred, how are you?
I'm here. Great to be back.
Hello,
How are you?
se mi vidimo. No, I wanted to see you without...
Great trip. Yeah.
Was everything okay?
No, you did very well yesterday.
Was the percentage also high? We are very happy to have all of you here with us. Some of you again, some of you for the first time, and we are very happy to have you here, and we are looking forward to good weather this week. This is, for us, this week is very important, and because our friendship and all we have done until now will end up in signing a real friendship or partnership. So you are going to be our sister city. We already feel like, and we signed this in Monterey this last fall. But now, when we sign this in our city hall, it will be for sure. Vedran is the person who did this schedule, because he is really involved in this friendship. So
this week is very important for the citizens of Dubrovnik. You heard that an average citizen, the only thing that an average citizen of Dubrovnik believes in is surely St. Place. So this week we are not going to work hard. Thursday, which is kind of, for us, I would say, warming up day for the real celebration of St. Place Day. So we will go to the hill search, which is above the city, and which is interesting because of potential golf facilities in the future. So starting with the search, then lunch in Bosanka, that is one village, I would say the only village on the hill. Friday, starting with Bonino in the morning, okay, but that is, we don't have it in the schedule, that is optional. We'll go to the cemetery early in the morning. You don't have to attend that.
This is to memorialize.
Yeah,
that is to memorialize.
I think we would like to.
Yeah.
okay, 9:30.
Saturday at 10 o'clock, starting with the mass in front of the cathedral. Then the ceremony takes place in Stradun and all over the city, and after at 1 o'clock lunch in the restaurant Havana here in the neighborhood. Closing of the feast at 3:30 p.m. So roughly this is the schedule, and I tell you again, we will organize 2 meetings. So one meeting with people, with department heads. The one on Tuesday will be on, I would say, high level. So rector and the pro-rectors. And Fred and Chuck will be there, I suppose, as a city representative. And then after we put it on a lower level, we meet with department heads. And one day I will show you facilities of university.
So new mayor.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Because of the presence of media. So we are very proud of you to have that big percentage of 61%, which is a very good result. So, and we are also looking forward here in Croatia to have direct elections, and we hope that 2009, when there are local elections, we'll have them according to new law, which means direct elections. So we are progressing.
Terrific. Well, certainly it is my pleasure to be here along with this delegation from Monterey to share the information, the wealth, so to speak, of what we know and how we can help you. And we look forward to, in exchange, you helping us with some of the issues that we face in Monterey. So, again, I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you for coming to see our old friends from Monterey.
Dennis Copeland, who is our city archivist, and I know the group would very much like to see, is it Katarina, in terms of your restoration, your archives and archive restoration and so on, if that is possible. Because that's what we really look forward to learning from you.
And then Mr. Robert Trent Jones,
who is truly a world-famous golf designer, is arriving from Zagreb. I think tonight, we ran into Mr. Kursic yesterday on the Stradun, and I know that there is a meeting. Did you, is there some time, he's going to be here Tuesday and Wednesday, if there's some time he can meet you or the deputy mayor, whatever is appropriate.
Tomorrow then with Anton, and with Wednesday then we can arrange to.
Okay. And we have 4 medical professionals here that would very much like to see the medical facilities if there is some morning that they could do it when it looks like there's a couple of optional times.
Immediately, the Dubrovnik Hospital. This is, I think, the best place, and we'll arrange with director.
And Tuesday morning, would that be?
How about your interest in Dubrovnik libraries?
I'm very interested. We're interested in the Sponza archives as well.
Okay. Also ask Mrs. Čučić, who is director of the Dubrovnik Libraries, to join you.
Okay.
I just realized that I didn't really introduce all of our folks. Dr. Chris Lasagala is the vice president of the California State University Monterey Bay, and he also was in charge of international programs. So he has been the lead person working with Ed to try and form that relationship. He will also be joined by Dr. Amy Sands from the Monterey Institute of International Studies, because the two universities will probably be working together with the University of Dubrovnik. Dr. Sands will be coming in this afternoon, and she's the provost for the Monterey Institute. Mr. Dennis Copeland is our city archivist. He works as part of the library staff, but he has been responsible for essentially copying many of your good techniques for not only collecting and I'll call it registering our archives. Dennis also was very, very helpful in something the deputy mayor was interested in terms of how we celebrate, I'll call it our recent history. And we have something called Shades of Monterey, where we invite all of the families to bring in their family photographs and tell the history of those family photographs. And then we collect those, and he has actually published a book. Janine, you met last time. Janine was formerly the general manager of the lodge at Pebble Beach, and is very interested in assisting in any way possible with the golf course or your overall tourism promotion that is appropriate. My wife Phyllis, who provides me political advice because she was on the city council in Salinas for 10 years. That's actually where we met. I was leading for the Army, and she was in the League for Salinas. And that's where we met. Lydia Downey is a nurse by background. She's a member of our city council. She's been on the city council for 2 years. Prior to that, she was on our commission for recreation and I'll call it social service interests. The mayor you have met, he's a businessman by background. His father was a firefighter for the city of Monterey. Mr. Potter needs no introduction. Dr. and Mrs. Del Piero, you met at their home last time, and they, as well as their brother, Dr. Del Piero's brother Mark, and his wife Tina will be very helpful to us in terms of forming the sister city relationship. Ms. Hasagawa, Wayne Downey. We spoke a lot about volunteerism and how important volunteerism to making Monterey what it really is. We could not do the jazz festival, the golf tournaments, or we couldn't really do anything that has made us famous without volunteers. And Al is a very good example. He is a volunteer. He volunteered to come on this trip to record it. He works with our Access Monterey Peninsula. He'll be putting together a 30-minute documentary of the trip that we will send a copy back to you, as well as put on our own TV. That was why it was important that everybody know that the mayor is working very hard this week, as opposed to just goofing off in Croatia.
We are very happy to have him here.
People of Croatian descent in the Monterey Peninsula who knew that we were coming and said, please give our regards to all of the city officials. And I think, as Fred said, in the creation of the Sister City organization, I think we'll find that there are many, many people who will volunteer to be involved with the Sister City organization once it's created.
From Watsonville as well. To make sure I told you, Mayor. that they plan on participating. So it'll be the Sister City organization will certainly be a great organization to have on the Monterey Peninsula, but expect that there will be lots of involvement from people all the way around the Monterey Peninsula.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Just relax, feel like at home, and that's it. Dubrovnik is open for you.
If I could have your attention for just a second. Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you. Well, let me first of all welcome all of you here. It is really very good to see this group from Monterey. I've heard a lot about your program, your cooperation with Dubrovnik, and this is it sounds like a great program. This is just the kind of thing that very much supports what I think is our overall American interest in Croatia, and that's bringing Croatia closer to the European and transatlantic institutions, the European Union and NATO in particular. And this country, I first came here, I have to be careful here, this is old war stories that Bill has heard many times, but I was assigned here on my second tour in the American Foreign Service. I came here in 1976. I was here from 1976 to 1978 when we had, at that time, a consulate general in Zagreb. Croatia was not independent, it was part of Yugoslavia. So for me to come back last year as the ambassador, after leaving here 28 years before, and see what has changed and see the remarkable progress that's been made, the openness, the democratic institutions, the market economy, the better relations, the relations with the United States, it really is a remarkable thing. And programs like yours very much help this process. They help the process of bringing Croatia closer to the United States, closer to our European partners. And as I say, we see wonderful things happening. I was with the Prime Minister of Croatia when he went back in last October, met with President Bush in the Oval Office. And again, for me, it was just an incredible moment to think that after having been here 30 years earlier, I was sitting next to the President and the Croatian Prime Minister in the Oval Office. So again, lots of progress made here. Your kinds of programs, I think, are really wonderful. What President Bush said to Prime Minister Senator in the Oval Office was there was no better tool of American foreign policy than exchanges of people, and that's exactly what you're doing. And it is a wonderful program. I'll be very happy tomorrow when there's the further signing that will take place. And again, just delighted you're here. Encourage you to keep this up. This is really a great program, and anything we can do to help, we've been helpful in the past. We will continue to support this, but it's great to see this is kind of taking off on its own now, without the government necessarily standing behind it. So again, delighted you're here, and I look forward to talking to you and seeing you over the next 2 days.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate your work. Is this my time to say something? Well, I tell you, we've had a heck of an experience being here in Dubrovnik over the last 5 days.
So you've been here for now 5 days?
5 days.
It's a great place.
It's just a wonderful city, and its natural beauty is something to behold. But the bottom line is the people of Dubrovnik are so friendly and warm, and open and honest, and we feel a real connection with the people from Dubrovnik, and I feel that they feel similarly about the people from the Monterey delegation, and I'm looking forward to having closer ties with the people of Dubrovnik and try to help each other on our way so that each of our respective economies can be strengthened. And just over the last few days, with the help of several members of our delegation, we have been talking about the possibility of building a golf course in Dubrovnik, and a private enterprise, one that I believe will be instrumental in improving the tourist economy here in Dubrovnik, and I really think that soon it will come to fruition, and that is really a positive sign.
It's great.
About the confidence they have in our ability to help them along in their progress. So that's what I have to say. Fred, would you like to say a few words?
As the staff person that was initially asked to put this together, I just wanted to say thank you to Bill Jeffers and Tom Rogers. The folks from USAID have been sensational in terms of being coaches to us, as well as just helping us get through the wicket, so to speak. The other, I know Morris will be here tomorrow, but the Urban Institute staff have been absolutely sensational. They've essentially become an extension of our staff and your staff as we have tried to pull this together. As I mentioned to someone earlier, maybe you, sir, we really appreciate this opportunity to come this fourth time. We realize that the program is at the end, but I think we got enough money to fund about 3.5 people.
Any volunteers?
The folks that are here everybody is volunteering to some extent, and it's really a reflection of the scope of work that we developed with the city, with Tonsi's help, but from the city board and with the city staff and with the Urban Institute staff, We
I
developed...
don't know why Tonsi sent his son to West Virginia, though, when he went on this...
Scholarship because he hadn't met us yet.
I was about to say, everyone makes a mistake now and then.
We fixed that. It'll never happen again, really.
But Tom sort of gave us the broad mission statement of work to expand their economic capabilities and working to, I'll call it, promote the whole idea of, I'll call it, reform of local government. And you see that in the people that are here. I mean, we have representatives from the Monterey Institute and from CSU Monterey Bay that are really promoting the idea of using education and research as an expansion of the economic base beyond tourism. That's a piece of it. We're learning as well. We have our city archivist here who is learning from them because they've done some absolutely extraordinary things. We have Janine and Supervisor Dave Potter. Dave has got a construction background. Janine is the former manager of the Lodge at Pebble Beach. And the whole idea was talk about customer service, how to develop a hotel, golf course, resort. So we've been pushing that. I know you met Mr. Jones when he was in Zagreb. He's had a number of meetings with folks today. He was on TV this evening. That's probably why he's not here. But with this whole idea of...
But maybe he got on his plane and
flew
on someplace else.
The other piece, we have Wally and Susan Kastner here from the Big Sur Marathon. They're actually funded by the Big Sur Marathon.
Have you found a place to run here tomorrow morning? I don't need the whole distance, but
But actually, I can show you the course that is laid out for the Dubrovnik half marathon.
We're getting close to my distance.
But the whole idea was to...
You did that a quarter marathon?
to show how can we use sports tourism as a way to further broaden the economic base. So we have education, research, sports, culture. Mrs. Del Piero is on the Monterey County Film Commission. She's working to see how can we get a joint film festival. And then the two Croatian, the tall, what was it, good-looking Croatian men, as they self-described.
Since you're only half Croatian, you can't be that good looking.
They have taken the leadership to help us form a sister city relationship that will go beyond this. And then finally, my city council, I had to go to them to say, I think this is a good idea. What do you guys think? And the mayor and the city council have been absolutely extraordinary in terms of supporting the staff effort to support your program, and they have become personally involved themselves, as you've seen here. So that makes it very easy. Now, one of the things that we have tried to promote is the connection between government and the people. And that connection is right there with his wide-angle camera. He actually has already done 2 half-hour documentaries. I know Tom has had the opportunity to see that sort of documented their visit to Monterey. We'll be putting something together that will provide them. We're also providing our own local TV folks this video to just show how does democracy work? How do you really serve the public, at least our style, and if there's something that they can borrow from us. That's the whole idea. And again, Al is a volunteer. He volunteers at home, and he's volunteering here. So it's really been a team effort, and we thank you and Bill and Tom Rogers for allowing us to do it. It's been a great program that we will continue. I know we're signing the official ceremony tomorrow. Mr. Mayor, if you want to.
We have a gift for you, Ambassador.
That's great.
Isn't that great? That's an inscription of Colton Hall, which was built in 1849. It's situated in the middle of Monterey, and the Constitution of California was signed at that location.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
That is wonderful. What a great memento.
Bill,
thank you
very much. Thank you very much.
Can I say one thing? I just want to reiterate something Fred said. In our business, we use consultants, and some gets pretty pricey sometimes. And this program is volunteers. Even when we were bringing Fred and Bill, who's retired from the city, and Dave and others out earlier, it was volunteer, per diem, and I really appreciate that. And bring volunteers out. There's a certain zeal, I think, that that we don't find sometimes with our other conventional consultants. So I thank you, especially Fred, who's been sort of the brains and energy behind this, I have to say, for coming out, and Mayor Albert, who allowed you to come out, and Mayor Del Sella, who allowed the time for people to come out. But the rest of these folks are on their own nickel, so to speak, and that's probably the best thing we could hope for. And that's why I think that there might be a future for this relationship.
I just wanted to actually thank all of you for the opportunity to be part of this group, but to really thank the U.S. government and specifically the ambassador. I know it looks big, but it's very light. But it's bulky. It's actually a globe that's hollowed out. Absolutely, open it up. Hopefully, it's not going to fall apart. It's circled, and I think it will tell you the temperature or something like that. But it's nice, lightweight. But we'd also like to. With other people's things, and these are not the same things that you all got, but they look very similar. Yeah, here you go. The Monterey Institute, and one for you, Tom.
Thank you.
I'm actually hoping that we'll continue to have. Oops, I think they're upside down, and one for you.
Thank you. Igor, you're set.
Yes, you're set.
All that work.
You might want to keep this because I think they might come apart. But I want to thank you all for actually even considering having an educational component to it. I think there's a lot of possibilities. I think Chris and I have found that in talking to the university and other folks that there's interest. We had some common areas of programs and activities that with a little bit of energy on either side, I think was going to really come to some fruition. And we already have some talking about some joint video conferencing courses and activities starting this spring. I think we're hoping if we can get one of the faculty here to get his act together a little bit, but I think he's excited about it. So
it'll be a wonderful opportunity, not only for Dubrovnik and the United States, but for MIS and CSUMB to work together. This is a veteran who's done presentations at MIIS before, who will be doing a video conference for students at both institutions, our undergraduates, their graduate students. And he'll actually be in Croatia filming into our studios, into our classrooms there at the California State University, Monterey Bay. And the students will come over and join us there, and we'll be able to interact across the ocean, across the internet. So we're really excited about that. So we've seen opportunities to work in areas as different as web design and media production, hospitality sorts of issues, business sorts of programs. They have their environmental policy programs, and we have our sciences and technology programs. So there's lots of opportunities. And then this morning, the Del Piero was talking to me about some professional development ideas that we might be able to do through CSU Monterey Bay or MIS, and offer those to professionals from Croatia, maybe during their low season, they could come over to California and take classes from us and maybe play a little bit of golf. Who knows?
Well, that'd be great. They'd be just in the golf course, right?
So you can be member of the golf club here.
So we're really excited about the opportunity. We're glad to be a part of it.
I would like to thank everybody in this room because you probably don't know how important you are in this city. His Excellency Ambassador said that he was in consulate in Zagreb. At that time I was a young student, and the American Embassy or American Consulate at that time was the only library that you can go and pick up Western books, which I did very often. And many of my colleagues grow up at that time looking to the West through the American Consulate at that time in Zagreb. Unfortunately, I witnessed also the big support of the United States during our Liberation War. And I was personal friend with Ambassador Galbraith. At that time, I understand that he's not politically nominated ambassador at that time. He was just appointed by President Clinton. But anyhow, he was an excellent person, very good guy, and he supported us very much. Unfortunately, I also witnessed when we have a terrible accident of the Vice Secretary Brown, with all the 34 businessmen that come at that time to support Croatia improvements, or let's say peace in Balkan region, which unfortunately finished with this terrible accident. And from my point of view, I see that your coming here is just one stop in the process that we put the seal in the ground. I would like to ask everybody to put some water on that seal so we can see also the plant. Because our people emigrate to the United States to make excellent paradise on the earth. And they did that, especially in California. We have now these two gentlemen that they can prove. Now I think it's time that with all your knowledge and all your experience to come back and to help and invest and to grow up also this beautiful piece of the land that was so long time under terrible condition, but I think it's the right time now to make a peace and definitely to increase the quality of life in this region. I think it can be paradise with your support. So I feel like in the family, definitely. When I see all these people, when I see how close they are to me, you know, you cannot choose your family, but you see who is your friend. And when I see all these people, whenever, if they are coming to Dubrovnik or if you go to Monterey, I feel like in very close family. So thank you very much for all this friendship and whatever you do. I hope that you will find opportunity and interest also to stay longer. Doesn't matter if it is a student exchange or some investment or any building of golf course. Take a little bit more efforts. I'm sure that you will be happy at the end. Thank you so much.
We've had kind of to take on this point, there are about 2 million Americans that claim Croatian descent. It is not a small thing, and so the point is that there have been a lot of contributions to our own country from Croatia. And when we started this relationship off, we thought it was largely on local government, but you know, as we were talking about a little earlier in the back of the room, it goes its natural way. And I think that in terms of education, there's nothing more important. We're kind of we were on a short shoestring, but there's nothing more important than Croatia than education right now. That really is that's the long-term key for the competitiveness. And one of the things they look to is tourism, but that isn't the only thing. They're looking also at ICT, information and communications technology. They're looking at biotechnology. They're looking at business services. And so those little things you make contributions may not seem that it fits into this scheme of things, but it fits much into a larger scheme. Some of the things that we're working on, and what I would say that this is extraordinarily, as Tom says, is for us one of the most wonderful things that we've been able to do, is because just to start something and watch how it's grown. We have another 18 months here. Tom is going to be here for 18 months, and I can guarantee you that he can have a lot of his time to help all of you. If you run into some roadblocks, we're there to help remove them. If we can't remove them, we know someone who has even a little more leverage than we do, and would like to do it. But we have that little window. By June of 2008, we will do the right thing for the American taxpayer. We will complete our duty, turn it over to the likes of you, to the groups in Oregon, to Kansas City, to our business investors who are engaged in it. And we'll be very happy to watch this grow. But for the next 18 months, we'll do everything we can to help you out.
Great. Appreciate that. Thank you.
About problems, but
U ime Oca i Sina i Duha Svetoga. Dostojno je i pravedno da se o blagdanu Svetoga Vlaha i dana našega grada još jedan put nađemo na ovom svetom mjestu, da svim našim pokojnicima zahvalimo za sve dobro koje su nam učinili, a našim dragim i nezaboravnim poginulim braniteljima zahvalimo za našu slobodu, za naš mir i za našu svaki dan sve to bolju budućnost. Neka ova molitva bude izraz i naše vjere, da oni i nadalje žive u našim srcima i da ih nosimo u našem trajnom sjećanju. Svemogući Bože, po Sinu svome Isusu Kristu na križu umrlom, uništio si našu smrt, po njemu si i dok je u grobu počivao i kad je od mrtvih pobjednički ustao, grobove posvetio, te nam život i besmrtnost čudesno vratio. Primi naše molbe za sve koji su s Kristom zajedno umrli i pokopani, te iščekuju blažnu nadu uskrsnuća. Bože živih i preminulih, podaj milostivo, da te u nebu dovijeka blaženo slave, oni koji su te na zemlji vjerom priznavali po Kristu Gospodinu našemu. Pomolimo se za ove pokojnike koji su po krštenju jednoć primili klicu vječnoga života. Gospodine, zauvijek izdruži sa svetima, molimo te. Za duše braće, rođaka i dobrotvora naših, Gospodine, trudi mobilno nagradi, molimo te. Za sve koji su usnuli s nadom uskrsnuće, Gospodine, dobrostivo i primi u svjetlo lica svoga, molimo te. Za nas koji smo se ovdje okupili u vjeri i odanosti, Gospodine, saberi nas i u slavno svoje kraljestvo, molimo te. Oče naš, koji jesi na nebesima, sveti se ime Tvoje, dođi kraljestvo Tvoje, budi volja Tvoja, kako na nebu, tako i na zemlji. Kruh naš svakdanji daj nam danas i otpusti nama duge naše, kako i mi otpuštamo dužnicima našim, i ne uvedi nas u napast, nego izbavi nas od zla. Zahvaljujemo Ti, Gospodine, za ove ljude koji nam bijahu bliski i dragi, a koji su nas napustili. Zahvaljujemo na svemu prijateljstvu što nam je od njih ostalo, za mir koji su nosili među nas. Zahvaljujemo što su kroz patnju naučili se poslušnosti i što u mijenama ovoga nestalnog života zavrijeđuju da ih poštujemo. Molimo te, ne daj da se izgubi išta od njihovih napora, ono što su živjeli i činili, nek pridonese dobroti ovoga svijeta. Daj da ljudi što za njima dolaze cijene sve što njima bijaše sveto, da u svemu u čemu su veliki bili i dalje nama zbore i sada kad su prešli u vječni pokoj. Učini, Bože, da sada nakon njihove smrti i zbog njihove smrti budemo dublje međusobno povezani. Daj da u miru i prijateljstvu i u blagostanju zajednički upoznamo Tvoje obećanje da ćeš i nama biti vjeran kad umremo, po Kristu Gospodinu našemu. Pokoj vječni daruj im, Gospodine, počivali u miru.
Sad vas molim da minutom šutnje odamo počast poginulim u Domovinskom ratu. Neka im je laka Hrvatska zemlja.
Poštovane dame i gospodo, otvaram svečanu sjednicu Gradskog vijeća grada Dubrovnika i pozdravljam gradonačelnicu grada Dubrovnika gospođu Dubravku Šuicu, biskupa Dubrovačkog monsinjora doktora Želimira Puljića, generalnog vikara Dubrovačke biskupije i rektora crkve Svetog Vlaha monsinjora Tomu Lučića, gradonačelnika grada Montereja Čaka de la Salu, gradonačelniku grada Bad Homburga doktoru Ursulu Juncker, gradonačelnika grada Bleda Janeza Pfajfara, gradonačelnika grada Mostara Ljuba Bešića, gradonačelniku grada Kotora Maju Čatović, veleposlanika Bosne i Hercegovine u Republici Hrvatskoj, njegovu ekscelenciju Aleksandra Dragičevića, veleposlanika Republike Hrvatske u Bosni i Hercegovini, njegovu ekscelenciju Josipa Brgošića,
Gospođe i gospodine vijećnici, gospodine izaslaniče predsjednika Republike Hrvatske profesor Tatalović, gospođo ministrice Grabar-Kitarović, gospodo zastupnici, gospođo županice profesorice Bucanić, oče biskupe Dubrovački monsinjor Puljić, gospodine rektore crkve Svetoga Vlaha don Lučić, gospodine rektore Dubrovačke katedrale don Lasić, gospodo predstavnici Hrvatske vojske i Hrvatske ratne mornarice, gospodo gradonačelnici prijateljskih gradova Vukovara, Bad Homburga, Splita, Knina, Bleda, Lupaka, Neuma, Kotora te ostalih prijateljskih gradova. Posebno pozdravljam gradonačelnicu Sarajeva, gospođu Semihu Borovac. My special regards go to the delegation of Monterey headed by the mayor Chuck de la Sala. Gospodo gradonačelnici i načelnici iz naše županije, predstavnici vjerskih zajednica, gospodo festanjuli, gospodo dobitnici nagrada grada Dubrovnika, uvažene ekscelencije, poštovani gosti i izaslanici, drage sugrađanke i sugrađani. Moj poseban pozdrav ide našem počasnom sugrađaninu, gospodinu Krisu Petrnu, koji je danas ovdje s nama i koji će danas dobiti svoju povelju o počasnom građanstvu, jer to nije mogao napraviti prije 2 godine. Iznimno slavljenja svog nebeskog zaštitnika, svoga parca, Svetoga Vlaha, stari Dubrovčani su iskazali sintagmom dan Kinan dohodi jedanput na godišnje. Time su htjeli naglasiti važnost koju Sveti Vlaho imao u životnom kodu njegovog grada i svih Dubrovčana širom svijeta. Zato okupljeni danas ovdje uoči blagdana Svetoga Vlaha na Kandeloru, na dan početka feste, okupljeni pod svodom koji je oslikao veliki bukovac isto Vlaho, a s dasaka s kojim nam svoje životne mudrosti poručuju Držić, Gundulić, Vojnović, imamo razloga za slavlje i ponos što pripadamo ovome gradu i što smo sljedbenici lovorvijenca hrvatske kulture, pomorstva i znanosti. Ali slaviti i biti ponosan nameće i obveze koje je ova gradska uprava nastojala i nastoji realizirati, te je uobičajeno da se od Svetoga Vlaha do Svetoga Vlaha makar naznači sve što je učinjeno za napredak grada i što se još svakako treba učiniti.
Croatia. All the mayors were present here
especially the mayors of Sarajevo and Monterey, who will be signing a charter of friendship between Dubrovnik and their cities today, but also the members of the diplomatic corps and everyone else from outside of Croatia. It is also a special honor to congratulate the Right Honorable Lord Patton, who is receiving today his Charter of Honorary Citizenship in Dubrovnik, and I would like to thank him for all the friendship that he has extended to Croatia and to Dubrovnik.
Svake noći Boga za te moli, bivajući kamenu i drači. Croatio, kama te moli, umorna si, samo mi ne plači, sve ću pisme pokloniti tebi. Sve đardine neka mi te hite, Croatio, iz duše te ljubi, ja te volim ka i mati dite. Croatio, iz duše te ljubi, ja te volim ka i mati dite. Još se sjećam onih riči, što mi ljubi priča čača. Nemoj sine nikud ići, tvoj je kamen, maslina i drača, ne terani korak kruva, kaplja vina, zemljo soli, nek ti kušin bude stina, al Hrvatsku sin ne boli. Pisma će ti pivati slavuji, svirat će ti moje mandoline, svaku stopu ove zemlje ljubi, kad odrasteš voljeni moj sine. Svaku stopu ove zemlje ljubi, kad odrasteš voljeni moj sine. Još se sjećam onih riječi, što mi uvijek priča čača. Nemoj sine nikud ići, tvoje kamen, maslina i drača, nek te rani korak kruva, kaplja vina, zrno soli, nek ti kušin bude stina, al Hrvatsku sin ne voli. Nek ti kušin bude stina, al Hrvatsku sin ne voli.
Na temelju članka 31 Statuta grada Dubrovnika, Gradsko vijeće grada Dubrovnika na 15. sjednici održanoj 25. siječnja 2007. Dubrovački kurioziteti iz dva minula tisućljeća kao plod 40-godišnjeg novinarskog istraživačkog bavljenja prošlošću grada da dođe na pozornicu primiti nagradu. Ovogodišnji dobitnik je i gospodin Berislav Bačić za nesebičan 40-godišnji volonterski rad u raznovrsnim aktivnostima Hrvatskog crvenog križa, posebno tijekom Domovinskog rata, te pozivam gospodina Bačića da nam se pridruži. Molim gospodina Jovića da nam se pridruži. Naš sugrađanin Niko Žigovi Dubrovačkog područja 1763. do 1918. Objavljeno 2006. godine. Molim gospodina Kapetanića da dođe na pozornicu. Iznimno mi je zadovoljstvo pozvati najmlađu dobitnicu nagrade Dubrovnika, signorinu Milu Pavićević, za ranu stvaralačku zrelost posvjedočenu zbirkama poezije i članstvom u društvu hrvatskih književnika. Molim signorinu Milu da preuzme nagradu. Također, s veseljem pozivam predstavnika vaterpolskog kluba Jug Croatia osiguranje, dobitnika ovogodišnje nagrade Dubrovnika, za osvojene sve hrvatske i europske trofeje u 2006. Najuspješnijoj godini u bogatoj povijesti ovoga športskog kolektiva. Molim predstavnika kluba da preuzme nagradu.
gradonačelnice Dubravka Šuica, cijenjeni gosti, dragi sugrađani i sugrađanke. Neizmjerna mi je čast i zadovoljstvo primiti ovu nagradu. Dužnost mi je zahvaliti Gradskom vijeću grada Dubrovnika u ime svih ovogodišnjih dobitnika, a u svoje osobno ogranku Matice Hrvatske Dubrovnika. Počašćena sam što sam jedna od nagrađenih u ovako uglednom društvu. Ovom prigodom željela bih također zahvaliti svom dugogodišnjem mentoru i prijatelju, književniku Luku Paljetku, uz čiju pomoć sam izrasla u ono što danas je.
A decision was passed to present the Charter of Honorary Citizenship of the Dubrovnik City Council to Mr. Christopher Patton, Chancellor of the University of Oxford and former Commissioner of External Affairs of the European Union. I would like to kindly invite Mr. Patton to come forward to receive the presentation of the award from Mrs. Dubravka Šuica, the mayor of the city of Dubrovnik.
Madam Mayor, my Lord Bishop, Madam Minister, can I say fellow citizens of Dubrovnik. It's a particular pleasure and honor to be invited to share in your patronal festivities this year in this way. It's enabled me to return, albeit briefly, to Dubrovnik, having formed the view when I first came that a year without a visit to Dubrovnik is like a day without sunshine. It's also a great pleasure to discover that your patron saint is not only the patron saint of Dubrovnik, but clearly the patron saint of meteorologists. There are three particular reasons why I want to express my gratitude. First, history. Dubrovnik has been an enormously important city in the history of our continent and our civilization. Important for cultural reasons, important for commercial reasons, and important for political reasons. And for that reason, I'm delighted to be here. Secondly, there is another reason as well, and that is the courage which this city has shown. Sending a message to the rest of Europe about how Christian fortitude can enable a great city to endure the worst of times, and how Christian hope can help a great city to rebuild for better times. And thirdly, I'm delighted to be here because of the future. A future in which Dubrovnik and Croatia will take the role which you deserve to play in the European Union. In my judgment, to your benefit, but above all, in my judgment, to the benefit of the rest of Europe. We look forward to that moment with considerable anticipation, knowing that it will come much sooner than later. I have at Oxford University to speak more Latin than I've had to manage since I was an altar boy. But as we would say at Oxford, my message to Dubrovnik is ad multos annos.
Pozivam gospođu Semnihu Boravac, gradonačelnicu grada Sarajeva, i gospođu Dubravku Šuicu, gradonačelnicu grada Dubrovnika, da pristupe potpisivanju povelje o prijateljskoj suradnji.
Prijateljstvu Sarajeva i Dubrovnika, koja je kruna višestoljetne saradnje i Samo dokazani prijatelji imaju priliku da 2 puta u svojoj bogatoj historiji
Na izvanrednoj suradnji, na poticaju za daljnje druženje, prijateljstvo. Zajedno smo patili, zajedno smo se smijali, imali smo slično kao što smo čuli.
I left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. I have nothing to live for, look like nothing's gonna come my way, so I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Look like nothing's gonna change, everything still remains the same. I can do what them people tell me to do, so I guess I'll remain the same. Sitting here resting my bones, this loneliness won't leave me alone. 2,000 miles I roam just to make this dock my home. So I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Monterey, Monterey, one hell of a place to work in and play. Monterey, Monterey, we fall onto home and here we will stay. Monterey, Monterey, one hell of a place to work and to play. Monterey, Monterey, we fall onto home and here we will stay. One place to work and to play. Monterey, we follow to home and he will stay. One place to work and to play. Monterey, we follow to home and he will stay. Monterey, one hell of a place to work and to play. Monterey, we follow to home and here we will stay. Monterey, Monterey, one hell of a place to work and to play. Monterey, Monterey, we follow to home and here we will stay.
Pozivam gospodina Čaka de la Sela, gradonačelnika grada Montereja, i gospođu Dubravku Šuicu, gradonačelnicu grada Dubrovnika, da pristupe potpisivanju povelje o prijateljskoj suradnji.
I would like to invite Mr. Chuck de la Sala, the mayor of Monterey, and Mrs. Dubravka Šuica, the mayor of Dubrovnik, to come forward for the signing of the Charter of Friendly Cooperation.
afternoon, Lady Mayor, members of the Dubrovnik City Council, and honored guests.
Poštovana gradonačelnice, članovi gradskog vijeća i svi okupljeni, dobar dan.
The Monterey delegation thanks you, Lady Mayor, for sharing your wonderful city with us.
Izaslanstvo Montereja zahvaljuje vama, gospođo gradonačelnice, za to što ste podijelili ovo izuzetno iskustvo s nama.
Mr. Ambassador, USAID, thank you for providing the funding and platform from which to launch our valuable sister city relationship with Dubrovnik.
Gospodine veleposlaniče Sjedinjenih država, a kao i Američka agencija za međunarodni razvoj, hvala što ste omogućili osnovu da se ovakav odnos, prijateljski odnos grada Dubrovnika i Montereja uspostavi.
Dubrovnik is a special place, rich in history, steeped in tradition, and of stunning beauty.
Dubrovnik je izuzetno mjesto, bogate povijesti i zapanjujuće ljepote.
The hospitality you have shown us has exceeded our expectations. We will take back to Monterey fond memories of our visit with you and spread the word that Dubrovnik has all the elements of a first-rate visitor destination.
I gostoprimstvo koje ste nam ukazali nadišlo je sva naša očekivanja. Mogu reći da ćemo sa sobom u Monterey ponijeti uspomenu na naš boravak ovdje i spoznaju da Dubrovnik ima doista sve elemente da postane destinacija prve klase.
We look forward to exchanging ideas that will result in economic development that is environmentally sensitive and embraced by our residents.
Radujemo se suradnji koja će uključivati gospodarski razvoj koji je ekološki svjestan i koji će ići na korist naših građana.
I believe our common goal is to improve the quality of life of all who live, work, and visit our cities.
Uvjeren sam da je naš zajednički cilj da poboljšamo kvalitetu življenja svih onih koji žive, koji dolaze i koji posjećuju naše gradove.
Monterey looks forward to hosting a Dubrovnik delegation in the very near future.
Monterey se nada da će biti u prilici ugostiti izaslanstvo Dubrovnika u vrlo bliskoj budućnosti.
Dear Mayor, dear Chuck, I want to thank you for everything you have done for us. I want to thank people of Monterey for hosting us. And although we don't have the same histories, we share same present and same future. So we are looking forward to further cooperation.
Ima jedan grad, ni velik, ni malen. Grad po mjeri srca. Ima jedan grad, ni bliz, ni dalek. Grad po mjeri nostalgije. Ima jedan grad od trena i vječnosti. Grad po mjeri vremena, bez vremena. Ima jedan grad u nama, iz duha isklesan. Grad po mjeri svemira i beskraja.
Da, ima jedan grad, grad vječne mladosti. Naš grad, koji pamti sve i ništa ne zaboravlja. Grad besmrtne memorije. On pamti naše prve korake, naše prve riječi, prve igre, prve pjesme, prve serenate, te tople kapi gitare na skutima ponoćnoga mira.
Ima jedan grad od zvona, od zvonika u nebo usađen. Grad na ruci našega parca, parac na mirima našega grada. Grad sazdan od umjetnosti, sazdan od kulture. Izvan njega štuje, moli, slavi, uz ono tradicionalno, živi.
Gospodo, ovim zaključujem svečanu sjednicu Gradskog vijeća i svim građanima grada Dubrovnika čestitam Dan grada i festuna Svetog Vlaha, našeg zaštitnika. Hvala vam svima i pozivam vas u nastavku ovoga na jedan tratamenat u naš Knežev dvor. Hvala svima.
Trojstva, Otca, Sina i Duha Svetoga, u ime slavne Djevice Marije, u ime slavnoga Svetoga Vlaha našega Parca, u ime svih svetaca i svetica na nebesima, život i pobjeda, mir i obilje ovom našem starodrevnom gradu i zemlji Dubrovačkoj, da ih Bog spasi i uzdrži mnoga ljeta na moru i na suhu. Živio Sveti Vlaho! Lanjskom propovedniku monsignoru Štambuku, šibenskom biskupu monsignoru Ivasu, koji nije došao sam, čuo sam 11 autobusa ga prati, vojnom ordinariju monsignoru Jezerincu i njegovom generalnom vikaru monsignoru Šantiću, generalnom tajniku Hrvatske biskupske konferencije monsignoru Vjekoslavu Huzijaku. S osobitom radošću pozdravljam moga biskupa, pozdravljam naše veleposlanike pri Svetoj stolici njegovu ekscelenciju gospodina Emilija Marina i veleposlanika u Bosni i Hercegovini njegovu ekscelenciju doktora Josipa Vrbošića. Blagosloviti i posvetiti ovaj kruh, vino i voće koje ti danas vjerni puk pobožno donosi na posvećenje. Da svaki onaj koji od onoga što okusi bude potpuno ozdravljen od svake grlene bolesti i svake druge duševne i tjelesne nemoći, zaslugama i zagovorom istoga blaženoga Vlaha, mučenika tvoga i biskupa. Po Kristu Gospodinu našem.